Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Sebastian Keynes and this is another Watch Your Realms video. So today we're gonna be summoning on this 2x. There's nothing really special going on in the banner. It's just a standard 2x for legendaries. So we're gonna do some summoning just to get the opportunity to possibly score a lord. That's essentially what we're looking for. There are a couple of legendaries that I'm still chasing that I don't have, in addition to doing the summonings, that I would quickly discuss with you some of the upcoming features that are coming to the game. And that had to do with MaBucket's interview that I'm sure you have seen by now. And so there is some exciting stuff coming about. Let me go ahead and summon, and then we'll discuss as we go. So I'm just going to start with a temp up here. So what we've seen now is that apparently there'll be a second guild boss coming into the game, which I'm really looking forward to. We'll see if there's more cooperation in between the guild to try to get the damage that you need to get the rewards. And I hope that the rewards do improve in that regard. So I am going to look forward to seeing that. And then in addition to that, I don't know if you guys saw that they were going to have this Immortal Codex. And essentially it's going to be a series of bosses that you go in there and then you go and do as much damage as possible. And then you get the reward based on damage that you do. And one of them looked like Silas type of boss. So that'd be certainly really interesting to tackle. And I'm looking forward to it, especially they said that it's going to be rolling out for fairly soon. So we'll get to try it in the Forerunner servers first, work out the bugs there, and then we'll move on to the global server. And as I've seen it lately, once the fixes are in the Forerunner server, they'll roll it out, the beta server. So not too much of a wait for some of you if you're looking forward to that stuff. Let me see. The other thing that I saw that I'm finally thanking them that they are releasing it is they're going to have some form of gear presets where you can instantaneously just take the gear set that you have in a specific hero and transfer over to another one. Thank you. So many gacha games, to have it to do that, because if you have one good set, and especially when sometimes the rolls really do go bad in this game, that you really want to make sure that you have the opportunity to get the best use of the set that you've collected. So here we got one legendary, but let's make it a good one. Oh, well, it's not bad. It's not Shamir, but it's an awakening. So I should try to test him out a little bit more, based on what others have said. I mean, he has a unique niche, and maybe even coming handy in GBG, Guild Wizards Guild. So he's not the best healer in the game, but he's not horrible as well. So let me see. So let's continue on. The other, what did they say? The other thing that they brought up was that there are going to be new gear sets coming to the game that could possibly have the opportunity to get you better substats, right? Or better stats to try to compensate for some of the bad rolls. So even if you only, I think what they meant is that if you only rolled 3 bars, that in those 3 bars you're going to get a better substat than you would in an ancient piece or even just a normal piece, right? So there's a yin and yang to that, because I know the drop rates for those are going to be really, really, really low, and we know how hard it is to get ancient gear in the game as it is. So I'm going to be looking forward to that as well. They discussed the opportunity that with these new sets we're going to get a gear raid 4. I welcome the new dungeon just to see if there's a new boss mechanic, maybe even get another set of heroes that are going to be needed for that specific, give the opportunity to other heroes to shine in that dungeon. So that's something that we're going to be looking forward to. And Then there are going to be no real changes in arena. There'll still be no interaction between players and versus players. So it looks like the new game mode, the new arena mode, is going to just be you just going to have to match whatever your opponent is doing, right? So we'll figure out what that entails when we get there. And to those of you that were worrying about the skins, I wouldn't worry too much about it. They have already said that the stats they're going to add to the skins is going to be minimal. It's not going to have really an effect on it. They're just supposed to be cosmetics, and they're not going to stack. Perfect. That's what we wanted to see. And as long as there's no real power creep on those, I think we'll be fine. And they already said that they're going to offer some skins for free. You just play the game, right? So we'll continue on with that one. So don't worry too much about the skins, it'll be fine. And then I think that the last one, in the major point that I saw that people were bringing about, was stamina. Listen, I think that in this game, they're really generous with how much stamina that they give you. I have a feeling that the people that complain about the stamina and saying we don't get enough stamina to play are the ones that are using their diamonds all the time for summoning. They're not making a reserve they're not reserving some of them to get energy pots. So I think that in that regard, it takes a little bit of management, but I think that they should possibly increase the stamina cap a little bit more, especially when you're dealing with 50 stamina on the XP dungeon to try to get XP to level your hero. So you can easily blow to one energy pot just like that, right? So I would say that in that regard, it's going to I think that the stamina issue will be fine. It's just that people need to manage it a little bit better. And I think that a lot of people are just saying that you don't get enough stamina to farm the dungeons, and I think that a lot of it has to do with the fact that we often get more flat stat gear than we get percentage gear, and most of the time it rolls bad. So you don't feel that great return for the energy that you invested in that regard, right? Let me go sort this out, and then I'll be right back. We're back. We'll do this 11 here, and we'll then switch to a couple of divines that I have that we can see if we can get anything good from that. Aside from that, I'm gonna have to give kudos to the developers for being accessible, especially to somebody like MaBucket, where it did appear to me that the questions were unscripted. They were not the interviewer was not tied up, in a sense of what questions he could ask regarding the game development. And I am really looking forward to see what 2024 will bring in, what they add to the game. They also made some changes to Guild Be Guild, and I will be discussing that in another video, because I am trying to toy around with that in the Forerunner version. And the changes are not drastic, but you'll notice the difference in how you're going to be deploying your soldiers. So it looks like we only got one legendary out of those 152 crystals for that one. So we'll just we'll live with that. It's fine, but we do have some divines here, so maybe I'll go until I hit Lego, and hopefully if we do strike it, a good one. All right, there's the Syrah. Okay, it's just gonna be another epic. And let's see if we can get another one here. Oh, there we go. So let me know, what do you think about the changes? Is there anything that you would have liked to seen addressed? Is there something that you thought that you did not get a conclusive answer to, that you're excited about the upcoming content coming about? And do you What else would you like to see from the game? So we'll keep going since it's a 2x. We got another crash into the account. Hey, I finally got an Atrox. Look at that. This guy is fun. He has a very low cost after he dies, so you recall him from the map. So there are some certain situations where you can use him. I know in the Void Rift, he comes in handy, especially with those tentacles that pop up and those and the witch or whatever the character is that calls on the tentacles, right? Because they pop up, you can put him down, he kills it, you can recall him, and then the next one that pops up, you just do the same thing. So with his low cost, you can really do some neat stuff with him. So I'm glad I got him into the account. I am playing with him in the Forerunner server, and he has come in handy for some situations. All right, we got Olivian. Oh, and I will warn you about this. In the Forerunner servers this week, they did have a surprise exclusive banner, which means it's a hero that is only offered during a particular time of the year, and it was a guaranteed for 250. Okay, I'm imagining that they're probably going to have something like that in the global server, and I could guess on 3 heroes that they might do that with, but I'm pretty sure that they'll hold some type of event here for Thanksgiving or Christmas in terms of a banner where you can get an exclusive here, just like the Captain Reeve one that we had right after global launch. All right, there we go. We went through our divine crystals. Not a good round this week, but I'll take it. Not too bad. And we do have man, we have a Nesrin, so we can awaken the one that we have here. So he'll go to 4.
Will be those
what do we get with 4? Rage Regen +1. Okay. I still have to find a way to use him, because I'm not using him enough. He's just sitting around. We got to see what we can do with him. Cratch, actually, in my Forerunner account, he has come in handy in some situations, especially with his first awakening, where he adds a stun. Now we got him to 3. He inflicts defense reduction. That opens up some possibilities. He still needs a buff, but we at least get to try him now that we have awakened him 3 times.
From within.
And that was it, right? Let's see here. Yeah, those were the 2 that we got this week. I did manage to get we did manage to get Kanisa into the account, so we got the boost to Salazar. So that's what you're seeing there on level. Have to work on her. These are all extra copies. I don't have the heart to dust legendaries yet unless I see something very good in the shop, so we'll just leave them there for now. But as always, I'll probably keep leveling and testing stuff out and see what we can do with some of these heroes and what particular niches they can serve. I'm pretty sure that in some of the new content, some of these heroes, you'll feel yourself bringing them out of the vault and playing around with them. A different type of summoning video this time around, as I kind of just talked about what I thought about some of the changes that are coming about, some of the new content that is coming about to the game, you know, responding to the development team that made themselves really accessible to the community, and then for MaBucket doing a great job in the interview. I'm going to put that link below so you can go watch it in case you haven't run across it by now. It was a really interesting one. And, you know, I hope you guys have better luck than I did in this 2x. I might start foregoing them and just focus on 10x's, because I do think that in the next couple of months, there are going to be some very good events down the pipeline. All right, but especially with what I'm familiar with happened in the Forerunner server last year when it came to the end of the year, beginning of the year, with special banners. I want to thank you all for tuning in and watching, and I will see you all next time on another Watcher of Realms video.
are mine to take.